Jeffrey Epstein was a billionaire financier who was later convicted and charged with running a sex trafficking ring involving young girls and powerful men. After his 2019 arrest and death in jail, thousands of pages of court files, flight logs, and investigations were released, naming dozens of politicians, businessmen, and celebrities around him. Among them, Donald Trump's name appears several times, and that has sparked a huge debate. Truth or myth? Trump and Epstein moved in the same social circles in the 1990s, from Manhattan to Palm Beach, Florida. Both were rich, party-oriented businessmen, frequenting high-end clubs, parties, and private properties like Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Long-standing timelines describe them as friendly acquaintances rather than distant strangers, people who knew each other, partied together, and appeared in photos at the same events. One line that keeps resurfacing is an old quote attributed to Trump, calling Epstein a terrific guy who likes young women, from a 2002 magazine profile. Supporters say it was just casual, boastful talk, typical of that era, and doesn't prove Trump knew Epstein was a sex offender. Critics argue that language shows Trump was at least aware of dangerous patterns, but still kept close company. For years, Trump said he only flew with Epstein once and downplayed their contact, but later flight log releases told a different story. Records show Trump's name on Epstein-linked aircraft at least several times between 1993 and 1997 on short East Coast routes, sometimes accompanied by his family. These logs prove Trump did travel with Epstein more than he publicly admitted, but they don't by themselves show any illegal acts happened on those flights. In the early 2000s, the relationship appears to have changed. Multiple accounts say Trump banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago after claims that Epstein made inappropriate sexual advances toward a young woman connected to the club, possibly the teenage daughter of a member. Trump has publicly said he banned Epstein and called him a creep, using that story to argue he was not on the same side as Epstein during the later trafficking period. When people talk about the Epstein files, they usually mean the huge pile of documents from lawsuits, FBI records, and court cases that reveal names, emails, payments, and victim statements. Trump appears in many of these files, listed as a former associate, mentioned in old social settings, and sometimes tied to sexual assault allegations recorded, but not proven in criminal court. Importantly, none of these public files to date show a smoking gun paper saying Trump co-ran Epstein's trafficking operation. They show connections, allegations, and unverified claims that separate from a legal conviction. Some victims and associates of Epstein have told investigators about Trump's presence at events or described Epstein introducing them to Trump. In one widely cited account, a woman said Ghislaine Maxwell introduced her to Trump, and Epstein seemed to view Trump as part of his network of status-hungry men. That doesn't prove Trump personally abused her, but it does show their worlds overlapped in ways that worry a lot of people. One popular myth is that Trump barely knew Epstein and only met him once or twice by accident. The record contradicts that. Parties together, socializing over years, and multiple flights create a consistent pattern of a real social relationship, at least for a period of time. On the other side, another myth is that being on the flight logs proves someone raped or trafficked victims. That isn't what the logs say. They record names, dates, and flight routes, not off-plane conduct. Trump being listed does show deeper contact with Epstein's world, but it is not automatic proof of direct criminal activity. A third extreme myth is that the files completely clear Trump and that his name is insignificant. That skips over the fact that law enforcement files still contain multiple references to him, including long-running sexual assault claims and his role as a host in environments where Epstein recruited. No conviction exists yet, but declaring everywhere he is mentioned it's totally clean ignores the unresolved tension in those records. Right now, the best supported understanding is this. Trump and Epstein had a long, real, social friendship in the 1990s, including shared parties, events, and flights. At some point, that relationship cooled, and Trump says he broke with Epstein after misconduct at Mar-a-Lago. Trump's name appears frequently in Epstein-related documents as an acquaintance and sometimes a subject of allegations, without a proven open court conviction linking him directly to Epstein's trafficking ring. This story is not just about gossip. It touches serious issues: how the rich protect their own, how victims are ignored for years, and how power can change the way the law applies to different people. The Epstein case forces everyone to ask who was really held accountable and who rode out the storm on technicalities, connections, and changing narratives. The truth sits between Trump was innocent and had no real connection, and Trump was Epstein's secret partner in crime. A realistic view is that Trump and Epstein were part of the same flashy, morally corrupt ecosystem, with documented overlap, an alleged breakup, and serious allegations that remain legally unresolved.